Good evening. This just in from the International Union for Conservation of Nature. The organization has recently added a new entry to the list of its endangered species, the Hindus. The vulnerable state of this species was suddenly brought back to light back in 2014 by parties such as Bring Back the Jungle Party, also known as the BJP, raising alarm to the plight of its poor species. Notable experts in the field such as Professor Sudhir Chaudhary have also shed some light as to why the species is in particular danger. Over to you, Professor.
आज हमारे पास जिहाद का एक डायग्राम है। हार्ड जिहाद, इकोनॉमिक जिहाद, हिस्ट्री जिहाद, मीडिया जिहाद, सॉफ्ट पावर जिहाद की फिल्म और संगीत, पॉपुलेशन जिहाद, लव जिहाद, लैंड जिहाद, विक्टिम जिहाद और फिर आता है डायरेक्ट जिहाद।
Welcome back to a fresh new episode of In My Humble Opinion. I am Monish and today Anya is not with us, but she has been replaced by these lovely graphics. So today I'm going to be talking about love, jihad. Now love jihad is a theory believed by many which states that Muslim men deceive, manipulate and or kidnap non-Muslim women with the sole intention of converting them into Islam. And this theory has been very well documented in premier universities such as WhatsApp. Recently, laws were passed in Uttar Pradesh and other BJP-led states which in theory were meant to prevent forced religious conversions. Sounds nice, doesn't it? But if you have been keeping up with the antiques of the incumbency of the last 6 years, it won't come across as a surprise to you that this law is being used as an excuse to arrest and harass minorities. Now let's take a look at what the law exactly states. First of all, the Uttar Pradesh Prohibition of Unlawful Conversion of Religion Ordinance 2020 allows either a forcefully converted woman or, now this is important, the blood relatives of a woman to file a complaint against her husband on suspicion that he married her with the sole purpose of getting her converted to his faith. The guilty person shall serve a term of 1 to 5 years and is charged with a fine of rupees 15,000. Now, even if an individual wants to get converted into another religion, they have to submit a form to the district magistrate stating that they are converting without any force or allurement. And if the district magistrate rejects the form, then no conversion takes place. Now, if at this point, if you're thinking, come on, this is alright, hold on, because this is where shit gets crazy. Firstly, with regards to this law, when a man is filed with a complaint for forcefully converting his wife, he is presumed guilty until proven innocent. And that is fucked up because it violates one of the basic tenets of justice, which is innocent until proven guilty. And not to mention, this is a non-bailable offense. Secondly, you remember when I said that the woman's relatives can also file a complaint against the man? Well, this means that the woman's husband can get arrested even if they are a consenting couple. And it gets worse. The entire burden of proving that no religious conversions have taken place lies completely on the shoulders of the accused, that is the man. The woman can openly state that she has not been forced into any kind of marriage or conversion, but her word is not worth anything. It is entirely up to the husband to prove that she has not been converted. The woman's voice is not even considered in this equation. Not only is this unbearably sexist, but it also makes it extremely difficult by design for the man to prove his innocence. We're seeing a rise in a number of cases where Muslim men are randomly being arrested simply because they married a Hindu woman. They could be a consenting couple, but nobody gives a shit about that. All that matters is that an interfaith marriage has taken place, and if the woman's family does not approve of it, they get the man arrested. Now that's got to be the most over-the-top way to find out whether or not your in-laws like you. I mean, in the West, if they don't like you, they probably avoid making small talk with you. But if in India they don't like you, they put you behind the bars. Also, it's no secret that this law is yet another addition in the right-wing campaign to persecute and demonize minorities. In fact, more than the police, we are seeing right-wing groups like Bajrang Dal enforcing the law.
पंपलेट वितरण किया गया है सारे आगरा के स्कूलों में और लव जिहाद के खिलाफ उनको जनजागरूक करने का प्रयास किया गया है.
Which begs the question, how does Bajrang Dal appear out of nowhere at times like these? It is almost as if they have this sixth sense when it comes to religious matters. Anyway, you folks must be wondering, with an absolute batshit crazy law like this, how does the police actually go about enforcing it? So what we did is, we sent one of our camera person and crew to document where the action takes place. Stay tuned.